August 6, 1945. At exactly 8:15 in the morning, the world changed forever. A single bomb exploded over Hiroshima with a force unlike anything humanity had ever seen. Within seconds, an entire city was consumed by fire, shockwaves, and unimaginable destruction. Nearly everyone close to the blast had no chance of survival, but one man did, badly burned. Deaf in one ear and surrounded by death, he somehow escaped the ruins and made an impossible journey back home. 3 days later, he walked into work to explain what had happened. Then, history repeated itself. This is the incredible true story of Tsutomu Yamaguchi, the only person officially recognized for surviving both atomic bombings during World War II. Chapter 1. A normal business trip. In the summer of 1945, 29-year-old Tsutomu Yamaguchi was working as a marine engineer for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. Like thousands of Japanese workers during the war, business trips were a normal part of his job. In early August, he traveled to Hiroshima for work. The war had already lasted for years, and Japan was exhausted. Food was scarce. Air raids had become common, but no one knew that a completely new weapon was about to be used for the very first time. On the morning of August 6th, Yamaguchi finished his meetings and was preparing to leave the city. He had even realized he forgot an important document and turned back to retrieve it. That small decision changed his life forever. Chapter 2. The First Explosion. At 8:15 a.m., an American B-29 bomber named Enola Gay dropped an atomic bomb known as Little Boy. Yamaguchi was only about 3 kilometers, less than 2 miles, from the explosion. He looked into the sky after noticing the aircraft. Then, a blinding white flash filled the horizon. He later described it as if the sun had suddenly exploded right in front of him. The blast threw him violently into a nearby ditch. The shockwave ruptured his eardrums. His upper body suffered severe burns. For several moments, he believed he was already dead. When he finally stood up, Hiroshima no longer looked like a city. Buildings had vanished. Fires were spreading in every direction. People wandered silently, with burned skin hanging from their bodies. Some searched desperately for family members. Others never had the chance. More than 70,000 people were killed almost instantly. Thousands more would die from injuries and radiation in the days and months that followed. Chapter 3. The Impossible Journey Home. Most people would have stayed where they were. Yamaguchi didn't. Despite his injuries, he searched through the devastated city, located 2 surviving co-workers, and together they spent the night in an air raid shelter. The next morning, transportation was slowly beginning to operate again. Against all odds, trains were still running on some lines. Bandaged and barely able to move, he boarded one and traveled back to his hometown, Nagasaki. His family had feared the worst. When they saw him alive, they couldn't believe it. He had survived what many believed no one could survive. But the nightmare wasn't over. Chapter 4. History happens again. On the morning of August 9th, despite his injuries, Yamaguchi reported to work. His manager struggled to believe his story. One bomb destroying an entire city sounded impossible. As Yamaguchi tried to explain the terrifying flash, the unbearable heat, and the complete destruction, another brilliant light filled the sky. At 11:02 a.m., the second atomic bomb, Fat Man, exploded over Nagasaki. The office building helped shield Yamaguchi from the direct blast, saving his life once again. Outside, the city descended into chaos. More than 40,000 people died almost immediately. By the end of the year, the death toll had risen dramatically. For the second time in just 3 days, Yamaguchi had survived an atomic bomb. Chapter 5: Living with the Memory. Surviving the explosions did not mean life returned to normal. Like many survivors, Yamaguchi suffered long-term health problems caused by radiation exposure. The physical injuries slowly healed. The emotional wounds never truly disappeared. For decades, he rarely spoke publicly about his experience. Instead, he focused on raising his family and rebuilding his life in post-war Japan. Eventually, he chose to share his story, not to become famous, but to remind future generations of the devastating consequences of nuclear war. In 2009, the Japanese government officially recognized Tsutomu Yamaguchi as the only person confirmed to have survived both the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings. He passed away in 2010 at the age of 93. His story isn't just about incredible luck. It's about resilience. It's about survival. And it's a reminder that behind every major event in history are ordinary people whose lives changed forever in a single moment. If this story surprised you, subscribe to Factify Lab for more true stories from history that sound impossible, but actually happened. Because sometimes, the most unbelievable stories are completely true.